All right, so this video, I feel like I touched upon this subject in a recent upload, but I forgot which one it was. But essentially, I talked about how, is it time to kind of let go of the excuse of, hey, each season is like 5 days, or our show is a nighttime soap. Should that excuse be, just removed from the equation as I guess you could say, a shield to protect the quality of writing, to, just get past the allegations of poor pacing? I think a lot of people would say yes. And what I'm talking about here is when I think about the number of times we, see or hear cast members of Sistas or whatever show get on, podcast or other interviews and talk about how, yeah, we hear the fans, we see the comments, like, and it mainly stems from Karen's been pregnant for like 15 years. And I know I did the math recently. I said in December of last year, I think that marked Karen being pregnant for over 3 years now or something like that. I think it's been over 3 years. But I think the excuse now is seemingly geared towards season 8. And my thing is this. I understand where they're coming from, and this is not against any of the actors, because their job is to come to Tyler Perry Studios, go over the scripts, learn their lines, and do their scenes, and go home and whatnot. This is mainly one of those things where the reason that we're getting over and over again isn't really valid, especially after season 7, because it would be easier to stomach if season 7 was acknowledged, in recent interviews where they talk about this sort of thing. Because say what you will about season 7, but that season moved. It moved. There were episodes where we would see 2 to 3 days pass by. When characters said they were going somewhere, we didn't have to wait 3 episodes for them to get there. The very next scene we saw Danny, if she said she was going over to see Sabrina, she would go over there and see Sabrina. Or if Zach said, okay, I want to go check on Karen, he would go over there and check on Karen. It wouldn't be like the cliffhanger ending is Zach arriving at the salon and something scandalous has happened with Aaron or something. No, he would be at the salon, then he'd be back at the house talking with Fatima, and then it would just be like pacing was nonstop. I think that I didn't do an official count, but honestly, there were time jumps within the season where characters like in episode 13 would mention like a week has passed by since something that happened in episode 11, and it's like, wait, what? And I think by my mental count, season 7 covered the course of at least a month and some change. It truly did. Like, we had that one episode with the baby shower. The episode started off with a little title card in the corner of the screen that said 2 weeks later, after Andy had broken up with Jordan. So yeah, at least over a month had passed over the course of one season. But here we are in season 8, where we're about to wrap things up. There are 3 episodes? Yeah, 3 episodes left. This week's episode and 2 more after that. And we've only, I think we're about to go into day 4. I think we're about to go into day 4 of the week. It could be day 5, but I'm pretty confident this is the 4th day of the entire season. And look, this is not new. Other shows have-nots have done it. Didn't If Loving You Is Wrong have either half, if not an entire season that took place over the course of like a night? I forgot the specifics of it, but wasn't like Randall's mom attacked, and Randall and Alex's baby got taken by Alex's racist family or something like that? Look, this has been years, so I may have forgotten, but yeah, I think something like that occurred. But regardless, I'm just thinking about the fact that when we see these Tyler Perry shows and look at the pacing, the whole nighttime soap doesn't really fly anymore. Like I said, you cannot ignore the pacing of season 7. Like I said, if any of these cast just simply said, yeah, now we're back to how things were usually paced out in the earlier season pre-writer's room, where each season would be about a week. Now, season 7, we know that was drastically different, but the writers decided to go another direction with season 8. Basically, I think fans don't want to be gaslit anymore, where it's like, look, stop saying that, because it's like the creators' excuse for the poor pacing and things being dragged out much longer than they should be. Because like I said in my recent video, what was it about season 8 being confusing? And I said towards the end that once season 8 is over, I'm going to do like a retrospective where I compare Sistas to the haves and the have-nots, because both shows have run for 8 seasons. And let me find the math here, because I know I wrote it down with exactly how many episodes. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Have and Have-Nots and Sistas will have 8 seasons, but the difference being that over the course of the halves, it was 196 episodes stretched out over 8 years. And with Sistas, it's 179 episodes over the course of 4.5 years. So basically, Sistas will have close to as many seasons that the haves and the have-nots have had, but in half the time. And that's very different, because the haves, the thing is, it took these hiatus periods and it made you miss the show in anticipation for what's next, except for the last 2 seasons, but I don't like to talk about those. With Sistas, it's like we're just getting way too much of the same thing. That's what's making the show feel like such a drag, especially when hiatus periods, are rarely 3 months or more. I mean, hiatuses can go from like maybe up to a month, sometimes only 2 weeks. It's just crazy. But I think we're about to have a much needed lengthy hiatus after this current season, because next season doesn't start filming until late March. And, with post-production and all that stuff, we probably won't get season 9 until like July or August of this year, which I say good. Don't rush this season. Like, take your time. Make sure y'all are doing something creative in the writer's room. Look at the fan critiques. And that's the thing, because Tyler said he can't even bring himself to watch the show because these new writers don't know the characters. But I just hope that in saying that, he and the writers look at what the fans are saying. Because even people are like, dang, even Jeremy can't defend the show anymore. And I can't. I really can't, because this shit is ridiculous and confusing. Like, trust and believe. Like I said, I'm not getting none of these writers or Tyler Perry Studios, Viacom. Nobody's cutting me a check to talk positively about the show. People are like, you were giving season 7 so many excuses. Go back to my reviews. The first half, I was talking good about the show. The back half, that's when crap fell apart. But honestly, people say the show truly fell off with them when Zach was made the baby daddy, or one of the baby daddies. For me, it truly fell off a ledge when Andy just didn't tell anybody about that ultimatum bull crap with Gary. And then we got into season 8, and the first episode I thought was promising, but the rest of the season, no. Because like I keep saying, they dragged out this Gary thing way too long. But I think the biggest mistake is we are about to get to the season finale, yet it doesn't feel like any of us are any closer to knowing who. Look, we all have our theories. We all have various characters we're pointing to. But as a collective, as a fan base, none of us feel any closer to figuring out who stabbed Gary than we did before the season started. So now it's like, just give us the damn answer. And even now, we don't even care because Gary is still alive. So what's the point? But, allegedly, maybe Jordan strangled him to death. I honestly don't care at this point. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. And, yeah, just stop saying that, it's a nighttime soap and we only cover so-and-so day. Like, no. Because that would only work if we didn't have so much Sistas at once. Like, if we only had maybe 4 or 5 seasons at this point, it would be different. But we're about to be 8 seasons in. Next season, I remember thinking, I could be wrong about this, but I think I did the math months ago and I said the 200th episode will be the penultimate episode of season 9. So basically, if it's a 22 episode run, Season 9, episode 21 will be the 200th episode of this series. Yet, how far have we come since episode 1? And I mean, let's be real here. If you want to count Zatima, at the end of this season, we'll have 11 seasons of Sistas. I mean, I won't count Bruh, even though technically it was a spinoff, but let's not even count that. I mean, I'll at least count the first season because Andy and Bellamy were in season 1. So technically that's 8 seasons of Sistas, 3 seasons of Zatima. I'll just count 1 season of Bruh. That is 10 seasons from this universe. Yet what has really moved forward since the season 1? Let me know. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole, hey, time moves slow, yada, yada, yada. What do you think? Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.